All right. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And yeah, I'm just gonna, get to the point, get straight to it. It's not gonna be a long video, but nonetheless, Lord willing, it's edifying. It was just on a quick thought I had. It's right before camp, about to head out to camp in like 30, 40 minutes. And I was just thinking, because in this truth, we have to continuously refine the way that we walk. And walk in this sense is synonymous with live, how we live. We got to continuously refine the way we live, all right, how we walk, how we conduct ourselves. And we know that this truth, a part of this truth is that it's character development, character building. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, now that you've acquired this knowledge, this truth, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to start to build up your character in his image. He's going to start to build you up in the way that he wants you to be. All right. The way that a proper man of the Lord should be. And you few sisters out there listening, the way that a proper woman should be. All right. But this video was primarily to the, the men, all right, the teachers of our nation, because only men can teach or are ordained to teach by Bashem Yahushai. And it was just, like I said, this is before camp, and speaking on the subject of character building and all that things before I get to scriptures. It just came to my mind that, hey, everything is important. All right. The small things are not really small. The small things are the biggest things. All right. In terms of just refining the way we walk, refining the way we live in this life. And it goes down to everything. Like I said, it's right before camp. So, and I'm saying this to myself first and foremost, and speaking on past experience when I messed up. But we got to make sure that we're on point for camp. That we're you showing up on time. Not only are you showing up on time, that you prepared the day before for camp. All right. In the past, I came into this truth when I was pretty young, like 16, 17. I was around that age, I think 17, when I started going out to camp. But man, I was young, and I just came out of the world, so I still had worldly habits, you know what I'm saying? And I was a young man, a lot of teenagers around that age stay up super late. So I remember in the past staying up, it's camp is on Saturday, it's Friday, I'm staying up 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm not getting my full 8 hours or 7 or even 6 hours of sleep, running off of like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Next thing you know, I'm going to camp, tired as hell, standing out there for hours, dozing off on my feet, tired, don't got the energy to pay attention. And because of that, I'm not focusing. All right. These may seem like small things in the flesh. You may be like, oh, it's not that big a deal. The Lord don't care about that. But he does care. Right. Because it shows your spiritual and mental maturity. So we got to make sure that, we're not making these small childish mistakes no more. Like I said, I was doing that a couple years ago, and I was just looking back on it because it's before camp and seeing how far I've come in refining just the smallest things. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 14:40. It says, let all things be done decently and in order. So it said all things. It didn't say 58% of things. It didn't say 42%, 32.8. It didn't say 97%. It said all things, meaning 100% of everything in your life should be done in decency and order. And like I said, this goes into the smallest things, man. And I'm doing this video right before camp, so it's on my spirit to just, speak about camp. Because oftentimes it be little things that brothers may not necessarily tell you, because it's very small, intricate things that really pertain to just your life personally. And it's things that the Lord will show you, the Lord will make you consciously aware of it. But it's up to you, and it's up to you to make the correction that you need to make. Because brothers are not waking up with you in the morning. They're not holding your hand when you brush your teeth. There are certain things that you got to refine and fix when you got to do it. And it shouldn't come to you having to get, rebuked or anything at camp. There are just certain, like I said, the small things that are really the big things that we got to fix within ourselves, man, to refine the way we walk. All right. Be more mature. And when the Lord sees that, then the Lord will see that you're ready for that next level of responsibility, of understanding. But he's not going to give you to that next level if you're still making small childish mistakes. So again, 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. And like I said, just thinking back on the past for myself, and these were small things that I've corrected over the years that I've just taken into account. I'm saying, running late for camp. We know things happen here and there, maybe traffic you didn't expect, or you forgot something at home, you had to turn around, or you're just running a little late. Things happen. We're in the flesh, but it shouldn't be consistent, And I remember in the past, eating, doing, what I'm saying, just making small mistakes that I shouldn't have made, man. Leaving the house 10, 20 minutes late for no reason other than I didn't prepare ahead of time quick enough. Like I said, falling asleep on the road to camp or on at camp because I didn't get enough sleep the night before. Drinking too much water right before camp. Now you got to go pee 8 million times during camp. These small things disrupt the flow of the Spirit, man. You want to keep the Spirit of the Lord flowing smoothly. You don't want to have to leave or interrupt because you didn't prepare. And then now, you're not being responsible with leaving out on time, estimating the traffic and everything to get there. Now you consistently showing up late to camp. That's off. All right. This is the Lord's ministry. This is the Lord's work, man. If you show up too late to your job consistently, then they'll fire you. It's the same thing with this truth, man. This is nothing to play around with. You got to be on time, on point, get enough food and know yourself, get enough food and nutrients in your system so that you have the energy to stand out there. All right, my first day of camp, and this was back when I was still on the outside, and at that time, it's different now, but at that time, we was standing out there for like 6-7 hours every Saturday, sometimes 8. And at that time, it was literally my first day I went to camp standing on the outside. I damn near fainted, man. I almost fainted. I blacked out. My vision got black. Everything started fading away. It was a summer day. It was hot as hell. And I simply did not know. I didn't know we would be standing out there that long. I didn't know how tiring and taxing it was on the body. I damn near fainted, man. And I had to lean on my brother's shoulder the whole camp. So yeah, these are the things that can happen if you're not taking the time to, do things in decency and in order, order in your life, order in your steps, fixing these small things. Now this is 2 Peter 1:10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fail. You shall never fall. Sorry. That word diligence, it says to hasten, to make haste, to exert oneself, endeavor, give diligence. Strong's definition, it says to make effort, be prompt or earnest. You see? So that word diligence, literally, it really pretty much goes into discipline. To put in effort, to be prompt, which is like what? On time, to be earnest, sincere. So we got to be diligent in this ministry and in this truth. And that goes into refining the small things. You know, like I said, the small things that I've been noticing about myself and constantly trying to keep refining. And it's something all of us got to do, because like I said, the small mistakes lead up to the big mistakes, which leads up to, you getting, rebuked in front of the whole camp when it could have been avoided, man. So we got to just, I'm not going to drag the video. It was just on my spirit to really go into that real quick. We got to refine our ways, man. Be diligent, be even more diligent than you would be for, these Edomites that are your boss at work. You show up on time for them. You make sure you have enough energy for work. It's even more so applied to this ministry, man. Make sure that you're doing what you got to do for camp the day before. You're showing up on time. You're staying alert when you holding posts. You focused on holding posts, not talking too much and getting distracted, not on your phone. Take this thing serious and be diligent to make our calling and election sure. Going to camp is a part of making your calling and election sure, man. So we just got to make sure that we continuously refine the way we live in this truth and this knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and keep destroying these old worldly childish habits that we may have in us, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Kakadash Shalom.